All right, so over the last couple of days, a lot of you have contacted me and told me why I have not covered the brand new My Restaurant update. And I'm going to be 100% completely honest with you guys. There really just wasn't anything to cover. For those of you that have been with the channel for a very long time, roughly around 2020, which is really when I kind of started the channel, you'll know that one of the best performing games here, and probably the one that I covered the absolute most, was My Restaurant. I have well over 60 different videos here on the channel, ranging from leaks to updates to layouts, and really just a bunch of different things that we did over the course of kind of like the active update time for this game. But honestly, that's besides the point. I'm going to talk to you guys in today's video about why I haven't actively came back to covering My Restaurant again. If I open up my furniture inventory here, you'll notice that I have 363 royal chairs with 76 royal tables. And honestly, that's not even including all the stuff that I have down inside of My Restaurant right now, which is obviously a lot more. Now, as crazy as it is for me to say this, not everybody has the luxury, especially during these times of the game, to be able to have this ridiculous amount of royal chairs and tables. And again, I understand the whole entire concept of royal is that this is more or less the end game. Problem is that if you actively play the game right now, or if you're just getting into it, you will probably never, ever in your life see end game. In the background right now, I'm going to show you an image of when the actual royal tables and chairs were released. Some of you may remember this. Some of you probably didn't even know that this was a thing. But yes, at one point, the royal chairs were inside of the big shop, the old one, not this new one. Chairs were 1.5 million, while tables were 4.5 million. And as crazy as it's going to sound, you were able to buy as many as you wanted. There was no limit. And while you still kind of could spend Robux, I think it was like 5,000 Robux to buy a bundle, which in that bundle came 4 royal chairs as well as 1 table. It definitely was not required to spend Robux. Fast forward to 2022, and they are back in the shop. No longer a limited item, which they were at one point completely removed from the shop. But the big difference is that when you walk up to the table, it is 1,200 Robux, while the chair is 800 Robux. Like I said before, that makes it virtually impossible for anyone to be able to get a crazy amount of these and really 100% hit end game. But wait, because I know that there's one of you that is running to the comments right now and it's going to say, oh, well, you can buy these in the Grand Exchange, or I don't even remember what this is called, the auction house, whatever. Well, let's take a look. Royal tables are going for 111 mil, while royal chairs are going for 118 mil. This is honestly great and all. I feel like 118 mil is, I guess, somewhat of a reasonable price. Because I mean, if we come over to the gamer set, I think the chair is like 90 mil. So yeah, 95 mil, and then you have the gamer table for 125 mil. But you see, the problem with this is that not every single one of them are for 120 mil. You got some for 130, you got some for 135, and then it just spikes up to 145, and it just gets crazier from that point onwards. Now, I'm gonna be honest, man, I have no idea how they could possibly reintroduce this. I guess maybe if there's one really cool way that I could see them doing it is just one random day of the week, they could go ahead and throw it into the daily deals. You have 24 hours to go ahead and purchase this for actual in-game money, just like extremely cheap. I don't know, 50 mil, 25 mil, something along those lines where people can actually go ahead and purchase them. Obviously, you won't be able to buy hundreds of these, but even just getting your hand on one set would be a huge help to a lot of different people, especially the individuals that are just starting the game now. I was really excited, man, when they said they were going to be removing this entire kind of like auction house thing going on, and instead we would be getting trading, but it doesn't really seem like that's going to be the case. Obviously, I have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. As someone who incredibly loves My Restaurant, respects a lot David is a super cool guy, and if I'm going to be honest, the guy's put blood, sweat, and tears into this game. I was slightly hurt to see that when the big shop did release, the entire update was just kind of like thrown under the rug. I mean, yeah, they tweeted it out on the big game's Twitter, but they didn't even ping everyone on the Discord. Instead, they just posted in the announcements and said that they weren't going to ping everyone because they knew that everyone was interested more in Pet Simulator X. Don't get me wrong, I understand that Pet Sim X has hundreds of thousands of players active. But I mean, dude, the game has like 10,000 players, sometimes 15,000 players over the weekend. Those are active people that genuinely enjoy the game and want to know when an update comes out. Now, if you haven't watched my interview video with David, which is pinned on my channel, you can just go over there. It's like the very kind of like featured video that I have over there. Very proud of that moment. Super thankful of David for actually taking time and sitting down with me for well over an hour and just talking to me about a bunch of different stuff. But in that interview, the explanation that we got basically for the Royal set was that it was just extremely OP. For that reason, it kind of broke the game. So the solution was to kind of get rid of it and just don't have it up for sale anymore. And I'm going to be honest, around that time, I had a completely different opinion. I thought it was great. I figured it would go ahead and increase the value of the Royal sets. A lot of us that had it would be making crazy amounts of money off of people, but it just kind of didn't work out that way because how are people supposed to pay these outrageous prices if they never can actually get to that point? Unless, of course, they AFK grind for weeks and weeks. I feel like at this point, you should just kind of own up to the mistake, you know, let the Royal set stay. People have trillions. I mean, literally, some people even have hundreds of trillions of money in the game. So the damage is already kind of done. And instead, I kind of feel like the Royal set is what made the entire development just kind of come to a halt. Personally, I'm not a developer. I don't understand the logistics. I don't understand how to develop. I don't understand any of that stuff. But in my point of view, as someone, again, that truly loves My Restaurant, I feel like the easy solution here would be to go ahead and introduce something even crazier than the Royal set, make it stupid expensive, and then pick up where you guys left off, right? Just keep adding stuff. Who cares if it gets into the trillions? Who cares if it gets into the quadrillions of money? As long as everyone can actually get there equally. You know, before I started recording this, originally in the thumbnail, it said 120 mil for the Royal chair. I don't know if you're going to see that when the video does go live or if I'm going to actually change the price on it. I figured 120 mil would be a nice sweet spot. But seeing as how that is more or less the price of them in the shop right now, yet people are still complaining about the fact that it's not obtainable, just goes to show me that it kind of still is difficult for individuals that don't have this to be able to get to 120 mil. I also had not taken a look at the price of the gamer set. This set is not that great. I mean, it's not bad, don't get me wrong, but it's not great either. So the fact that it's 95 mil and 125 mil for this, I feel like that's a bit steep. A quick little rebalance would probably be the best way to go about this. You know, drop down the price on this gamer set, bring out the Royals again, put them at about 80 mil, 90 mil, and then pick up where you guys left off, man. We missed the game. We missed the updates. And honestly, I don't even want to get started on the corrupted Royal set. I feel like this right here was the opportunity to go ahead and get out of the mess with the Royal chairs and Royal tables. But it is what it is, man. You know, that was an awesome addition for the actual Halloween update. And those are sitting at about 200 mil a piece. So it's crazy, man. Like, it's just gotten way too out of hand at this point where there is such a huge gap between beginner players and then end game. There is no actual in the middle when it comes to this game, right? It's kind of just like you're a beginner, you AFK for a really long time, and then you instantly jump to end game. Or you just end up quitting before you even make it. I mean, look at me, dude. I've been playing this game since it literally released, and I only have 4 corrupted tables with the matching set of chairs going for each one of the tables. I don't know, man. I hope that they don't take this video the wrong way. I just really wanted to voice my own opinion on this, and I'm really curious and really looking forward to reading the comments on this because I know that you guys are going to come up with some better solutions. And who knows, maybe some of you are just not going to agree with me, which is perfectly fine. I have no problem with that. But if you don't agree, I would at least beg of you to go ahead and provide me with a reasoning why you don't agree. But yeah, man, I think I'm going to go ahead and kind of end off the video here. Was a little bit different than what I usually do. This was more on the serious side. I know we've probably had 2 of these recently with the PetSimX hacked video. As for the update for My Restaurant, you're basically looking at it. It's a brand new shop. There's a bunch of limited items which are no longer limited, but the vast majority of them are for Robux. So not really much to cover here, but I did want to go ahead and kind of get this message across. Let me know in the comments what prices you think that the Royal set should come back for. That's going to go ahead and do it for this video. Like always, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.